little bit of football. Got some good matches coming up this week. Um, Good little slate slotted for Sunday there. Let's get into it there. Uh, just want to talk about a couple games here to get us rolling. I'm going to talk about one just because we got the Eagles fans here. I want to talk a little Eagles Dallas action. Is this at Dallas or at Philly? I'm not sure.
I believe it's in Dallas. I could be wrong though.
I think so.
Nope,
But
it is in Philly, boys.
Sunday night game.
Holy shit.
Prime time.
Yeah, for the second time in a row, dude. It could have been any other game on there. How the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game was not the Sunday night game, I'll never know. But we'll talk about that game here in a second. But yeah, we'll just get started with a little Eagles-Dallas going into this game. Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is going to have a big Carson Wentz day. I think this will be a game where I think they should win. I definitely think the Eagles should win. Maybe he starts to heat up and maybe they start getting rolling here. And this is a big tide turner to see who's going to walk away with that division with a home playoff game. The only thing I could potentially see Dallas maybe making a push is just because of that offensive line in Philly. You know, if the Dallas pass rushers ever start to heat up and warm up, you know, this would especially be the game to do it. Possibly just take advantage of how bad that offensive line is for Philly and how many sacks Carson Wentz has been eating. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think the Eagles offense will have a field day, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that matchup?
I think the Cowboys' offensive line is worse than the Eagles, which is kind of hard to believe.
Yep.
They're pretty banged up as well with Zach Martin out. I think Eagles are missing a couple pass rushers as well, but I think it should be a pretty easy win for the Eagles. I say that now, but it should be a pretty easy win. I would think at least. But
I have 100% faith in the Eagles here. Just like Twig said, the Cowboys have the same problem as us, if not worse, going in there against Ben DiNucci. This dude thought he was going to be an accountant somewhere today. Turns out he's playing NFL football on Sunday.
Quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
But just looking into the matchups, we got Darius Slay out there. He's going to match up on Amari Cooper. He's probably going to lock that fool down, especially with a inexperienced quarterback, as well as our front four is going to eat up Ben DiNucci. They're going to Gabaguchi, if you will. Jalen Reagor is back in action, coming back off the IR. Whether you like his impact or not with his one catch of the season, it's just another option for Carson to have. So that's
one more than I got.
True.
And yeah, I just got a lot of faith in Darius Slay and this front four of the defense to hold it down, because the offense obviously is going to have issues, but I don't know. They'll get some points in there.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine Zeke gets about 20 touches this game. The offense probably runs through him, I would imagine, with DiNucci out there. So
he just hasn't been looking the same lately. I'm not sure what's going on with Zeke. We've been seeing a lot of fumbles coming out of that. And, you know, my biggest takeaway with this whole Dallas situation is I think Dak Prescott's stock just rose all the way up. I mean, they were still losing games when he was there. I mean, he has their only 2 wins. You know, but at least they were in most of the games, a lot of fourth quarters. He would come back and they'd look like they'd get pretty close. But then you had Dalton in there and it didn't even look competitive at all. So I'm ready to see kind of what's going to happen with Dak Prescott once he comes back from injury. But we'll just see. That'll be a good game Sunday night. Be there or be square. Second game we want to talk about, which I just briefly mentioned, was Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Which I think should have been a primetime game. But either way, I mean, that's probably the hypest game for me to see this season. I said last week, you know, after Pittsburgh's win over Tennessee, that now I was just kind of waiting to see this matchup to see who's possibly not only gonna come out on top of the AFC North, but potentially the AFC maybe meet up with the Chiefs. And I don't know. I've seen the lines on this game and whatnot. I wouldn't be willing to make any pick. I don't know. This would be the one game I would shy away from, you know, putting any money on.
Again, I don't understand how Steelers back-to-back games are underdogs. In this game, they're a 5.5-point dog. That just seems off again to me, like the line last week. It should be. I think it will end up being a low-scoring game. Both those defenses are super, super solid.
Yeah.
It just depends how well they can contain Lamar, I think. That's pretty much what it comes down to for me.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's got a solid pass defense too. You know, I think we'll see a big running game out of both teams. I think we'll see both teams' offenses be pounding the ball a lot. just because Pittsburgh has such a good secondary. They're all around just a great defense. But yeah, I could definitely see a low scoring game. Like I said, 5.5.
Just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to think that for a 6-0 team, but they do have the 23rd, I think, offense in the league or something like that, which is crazy to see that they're 6-0, but they're just figuring it out. Yeah, it'll be a solid game to match. A solid game to watch. That's one of the more hype games, like I said, we're looking forward to seeing this year, and that should be a fun one. Keep going down the line here. We're not going in order or whatnot, but do a little Vikings Green Bay action. My take on this is, the Vikings got a solid rush offense. You're going to have Dalvin Cook back for the Vikings. I think it's solid if he can have a Dalvin Cook kind of day. I think that'll be good. I know Green Bay isn't the best in the secondary, but I don't think First Cousins is going to be picking anybody apart. I just don't think he's that kind of quarterback. But like you said, I didn't know what you said you had, Twig, but I got Green Bay in this game all the way.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I like Packers -7 quite a bit. And if we're playing DFS, I like Aaron Rodgers as quarterback with Davante Adams. I think they have a big chance to break the slate. I know Davante Adams did go for 3 touchdowns last week. I don't think he puts up those kind of numbers again, but I would not be surprised to see him for at least 100 yards and a touchdown. That's definitely not out of the question week to week for him.
I agree with you. The under over is 50.5 on this. I'm definitely taking the over on that. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think this is going to be one of the first games too. We're going to see some shitty weather come into play, but I think both these teams are accustomed to playing in shitty weather, being in that division. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a great game. Definitely want to watch this one.
Oh yeah. A lot of talks too of Will Fuller from the Texans possibly getting traded to Green Bay.
That would be dirty.
I think that'd be dirty. Davante Adams is Davante Adams, but he's one of those bigger Julio Jones types possession kind of guys. It'd be nice to get Will Fuller in that offense, be the speed demon he is.
Well, I think you see too, like in the Atlanta offense, it's okay to have more than one star receiver. Like Julio and Calvin Ridley are such a deadly combo. Same thing in Seattle, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Like having more than one just takes so much pressure off.
Oh yeah, and that's all those matchups you just said are definitely like possession guys, and then your speed guy, which is just the perfect 1-2 combos that you should have. Then obviously a slot guy or something, but definitely looking forward to that Green Bay matchup. Next we'll talk about it for some reason. I don't know why. We'll talk about Jets Chiefs. I don't think.
Exactly. It's almost not worth talking about.
Yeah, we'll move on from that. Don't show the ticker. We got some Colts Lion action. I like the Colts in this game.
This is a toughie.
Huh?
This is a tough one. You say you're taking Colts in this?
I like the Colts. I like the Colts defense. Just with the Lions secondary being younger, I think Philip Rivers could go out there and maybe have himself a day. I really like the rookie running back they have. I got him on my fantasy.
Jonathan Taylor, he's a stud too.
Jonathan Taylor's a stud. But yeah, I think I like the Colts. I don't know what the line is, but I know the Lions.
It's super close. I think Colts are like -2.5 or something.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. Lions coming off a big game last week, a little fourth quarter, last play win for them against Atlanta. I just don't know. I don't know. The Lions are in a tricky spot this year. Just with Matt Stafford being their quarterback, I just think they're one of those teams where I don't think they're ever going to be like 2-14 or like a 10-6. I think they're always just going to be in that middle of the road pack, picking between like 15 and 20 in the draft. I don't think they'll ever be good enough, at least with just the team they have right now and Matt Patricia at the helm, to really make any kind of play. I think this year they definitely have the biggest possibility with, the Vikings being bad, and with the Bears, we'll see how they go for the rest of the year. But I think at max maybe a 7-9 record. But I think I definitely like the Colts here. I just like the matchup of the Colts offense versus the Lions defense. Lions just traded for somebody too. I'm not too sure. They just traded for someone from the Cowboys, I think. What's it, Everson Griffin there? which that'll be able to help them out. Be a good locker room guy for some of the younger cats on that team. But yeah, I don't know. What you think about that, Richmond?
I just see the Lions having such a hot hand after last week. Seeing Matt Stafford do his thing, get that 2-minute drill W is really great to see. How are you not a Thanksgiving Day fan of Matt Stafford? It's just hard not to be. But like you said, the Colts are a real team. Like, they're a legit contender. And as we all know, Philip Rivers needs to earn that bread, or his family will drive him to bankruptcy. So it's tough, but I don't know. I'm taking the Lions in this. I just think coming off that win, I just see him getting the job done. I think Kenny Golladay is going to have a huge day.
Yeah, I love me some Kenny Golladay.
I think that ends up being another low-scoring game, but I tend to side with the Colts side a little bit more. But I would not be surprised to see a Lions win either.
Yeah, at this point, I agree. Should be a fun one to watch. Got a little Rams-Dolphins action to talk about here.
Two a time, baby.
It's going to be two a time. I see a lot of memes going on in the internet that the first start he's going to have is going to be against Aaron Darnold, who's just or Aaron Donald.
That's a scary man.
Yeah, who's just super hot right now, and you're going to put Tua in there with his injury history, coming off the hip and whatnot. But I think it'll be good. I think Dolphins fans should be excited. I mean, you're going to get to see the guy. You drafted him with a 5th overall pick, so I don't know if right now is maybe the perfect time to throw him out there, but at some point you had to, and let's just go out there and see what he's got. I think the Dolphins are going to play really, really hard. I think they have great coaching. I think I like the Rams in this game, though. I just think it'll be a little too overwhelming, especially that front 7 for Los Angeles for Tua. Maybe he goes out there and cooks up, but I don't really see that. I definitely like the Rams in this one. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Swedish Chef tuning in says he's surprised they pulled Fitzmagic. I agree with that as well. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really make a lot of sense to pull him mid-season like that, especially when he's playing well.
He's playing amazing.
I know he is really hit or miss, but when he's on, and he's been on the past couple of games. So it was super random for me to pull him midway through the season like that.
Yeah, I would have gave it a couple more weeks, probably at least until they face the Jets again.
Sorry to cut you off there. The Rams defense is absolutely terrifying, both secondary and that D line. But I just don't think that offense has proved its legitimacy to me. I like Jared Goff out there. I'm not trying to shit on him, but just comparing the talent they've been playing against, I don't really think they've had to struggle for their wins. Arguably, their Bills game was really close, but besides that, I don't know. I just see other teams losing the game versus the Rams really coming out and proving their dominance. I don't see them going very far if they even end up making that playoff cut.
Yeah, the Rams division, entire division is stacked to the brim. I don't see a route where they make a 1 seed out of the division. They probably finish either 3rd or 4th. But even with that, they still can make the playoffs in the NFC, which would be nice to see.
Yeah, I need a Rams-Seattle matchup on that real quick. That'd be a fun one. Just keep going down the line here. We got some Patriots-Bills action. I like the Bills here. I listened to a couple other shows today, kind of give their take on the Patriots and where they're at right now, and I think a lot of them are right. I think the Patriots are in a position where I think they just need to realize that, like, hey, we're in a rebuild. I can't see Belichick going like 7-9, for the next couple years or whatever. I think Bill Belichick is smart enough to know that, hey, we just don't have the players this year. We're not going to be very good. Whether Cam Newton is going to be the quarterback there or not for the future, I don't know. But, I think they just need to be bad. I think at the trade deadline, there'll be sellers for the players they have left, which just really aren't that many anymore. But all those players opting out and, obviously Tom Brady going to Tampa, I really only see the Patriots winning 1 or 2 more games for the rest of the year, which might sound crazy. Because I know just the argument is Belichick. He's going to figure it out. But I think Belichick has kind of figured out that, like, that's kind of what they need to do to try to hit the reset button as quick as they can. And get that thing moving again in New England, because I mean the man's 68 years old. I know they probably have plans either hand it down to McDaniels or maybe one of his kids eventually, but I mean Belichick could probably coach for another 5 to 10 years, and I think he'd rather um, have a positive 10 years over, instead of wasting 3 or 4 trying to act like you're a better team than what you are. He's obviously a really great coach, probably the greatest coach of all time, 6 Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, you need players, and they just don't right now. So I kind of see the Bills whomping on them. I don't know about you boys.
Here's another line that just seems off to me. N'Keal Harry and Julian Edelman are both projected to miss this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Cam Newton is realistically going to throw to in this game. I couldn't even name another receiver on that team, to be honest. So,
yeah, I mean, dude, if they're holding tryouts, I'll go. I'll give me a phone call, dude. I'll go out there and catch a pass or something. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think that Bills Mafia also wants revenge on this Patriots team that has been dumping on them for their entire career. Definitely want to kick them while they're down. And this Bills team is no joke. So, I don't know. This is going to be another exciting one, though.
Yeah, that should be a really good game. Excited to see. I'm just waiting for maybe Cam Newton. I think could win it. I think at the end of the day, Cam Newton himself could probably win you 1 or 2 more games, but
he's got to run for his life in this game. Like I said, I don't know who he's going to throw to in this.
Yeah, they'll see a big run attack.
He's still in a position where he really needs to prove himself too, and like you said, he doesn't have many targets, so it's going to be hard to get that job done.
Well, see, I think that's just one of those half and half deals where it's not all Cam, but I mean, part of it is, but part of it's just because the rest of that team just kind of sucks right now, and he doesn't look good because of it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll pay attention to that game. Should be good. Move on to the 4 o'clock window of games. We're going to see some Chargers Broncos action. I don't really know about this one. I really don't know. I think the teams have better players than what their record shows with both teams, Denver and San Diego. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what you guys think about this one.
Yeah, again, I don't think the Chargers are really a 2-4 football team. They've lost a handful of really close games.
They have.
I think, yeah. I don't think Drew Lock is the guy either in Denver. I don't think he stays around for the rest of the season. I did see a report on Twitter early this week that the Broncos might pursue Sam Darnold in free agency. I found that pretty interesting as well.
We'll take a first for that.
Yeah, I definitely do not hate that for either side. And yeah,
I don't think that'd be a bad situation for Darnold either. But yeah, besides that, I definitely don't think Drew Lock's the answer. I definitely think LA, I keep saying San Diego, the Chargers, they got their quarterback. I think Justin Herbert's going to be there for a while, and then they really just need to really figure out how to build around them. And like you said, the Chargers being 2-4 is definitely surprising, but I think just because of that division you're in, you're going to get beat by Kansas City probably twice a year, and obviously Herbert kind of getting rushed out there week 2, and who has looked great. I mean, he's been playing great football, but and they got the players, solid wide receivers, solid backfield, good guys on the defense. I know Derwin James is out, but yeah, I don't know who I like in this game. This will just be one to watch, and we'll just see from there. I can't really make any predictions.
Give me the Chargers here. Pretty easy one for me, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Another one, we got a little Saints Bears action. I think Michael Thomas is still out. Not sure what's going on there.
I don't know what's going on with him.
They keep saying injury stuff. I feel like it's deeper, but yeah, I don't know. I do like the Saints on this one. I just think the Bears are a little bit of a masquerade going on, but I don't know. That should be a good game. I think the Bears defense will obviously do very well like they do, but I just think, Drew Brees will figure it out and they'll score some tutties on them. I think if the Saints at minimum could get to 17-21, I don't think the Bears are going to be able to match that, or just that offense has just not been good lately.
Depends what Nick Foles you see out there as well. Either is going to go out there and throw 4 touchdowns, or he's going to throw for like 150 and like nothing. So
yeah, that's true.
I got a question for both of you as well. Do you think Trubisky gets the starting job back by the end of the season?
I think he's going to end up deserving a try, at least by the end. And exactly what you said, Nick Foles has such it's a weird X factor.
Him and Fitzpatrick are the same guy.
Mm-hmm. It's like when they're on, they're absolutely killing it. Absolutely accurate, deep balls there, everything, total package. Nick Foles has the NFL record most touchdowns in a game. Like who has that? Like what are you talking about? Just great. You just gotta wait till they turn on. But I don't see Nick Foles staying in Chicago. I said this last week. I don't think that's the right situation. I don't think it's working out. I also think Mitch Trubisky stinks like a pile of shit. So that's a tough situation over there.
Stinky. Yeah, I agree. Should be a good game either way, though. Little 49ers Seahawks action. Again, another little AFC or an NFC. Little NFC. What division? North or West?
NFC West.
NFC West. This one's a little tricky. I don't know. I like the Seahawks, just because the 49ers have just been so banged up. But they figured out how to pull that win away last week. I thought they looked good. The Seahawks had just recently traded for Carlos Dunlap from the Bengals. I know he had been wanting out for a while, and I said on the last show, I think that's exactly what Seattle needs. They need pass rush help. Anything to just put pressure on the quarterback to just be able to get yourself maybe out of some of these shootouts that Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are finding themselves in every week against, they 100% should have beat the Cardinals last week. But when you're just letting, D-Hop and Kyler Murray run around the field like that, it's going to be a problem, and they're going to run up some points. But I think I like Seattle. I don't know. I think the 49ers just got too many people out, and then Seattle can take advantage of that.
To be honest, I don't hate the Niners as dogs here. The Seahawks have gotten absolutely ripped apart by every offense they've played.
Yeah.
I like this as a bounce back spot for Jimmy G here. I think Kittle and Ayuk could have big games as well. If you're playing DFS as well and you're playing in tournaments, especially like large field tournaments, I don't hate a 49er stack running it back with like a Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf as well.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from this game completely, not putting any money down. I just think this could go either way because Russ is obviously going to have another game. But that defense, like you said, is just so trash, and they're getting scored on by everyone. And I don't think Jimmy G is any exception to that.
Yeah, I don't know. Old Jimmy G spot with the good hair. All right, and so last game we're going to talk about here, do a little Bucks-Giants action. I mean, do we really think the Giants are going to do anything here?
I would be genuinely shocked if they won this game.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a matter of who's going to win. It's a matter of how many points the Bucks are going to win by. We're going to see the first glimpse of Le'Veon Bell in this game as well. So that would be it could be displaced.
What'd you just say? Wrong game, son.
You're right on that one, but
no, Antonio Brown.
Is he playing this week?
No, I think I don't know.
What's it, week 8? No, yeah, I don't think he's going to be there until week 9. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Fucking idiot.